How can you tell that the person you just met is going to change your life forever? That something as simple as borrowing a paddle can change everything. In September of 2015, Paul and I were sideswiped by a van, sending us dead stop into a pole. This is the date we chose as our anniversary, because something changed in our relationship that day. It became clear that we meant something more to each other. I was rushed to the hospital, but all I could think about was him. After months of being injured, depressed, and broke, we made a decision that we were not going to live this way anymore. That decision changed our entire reality. But most important, it changed our focus. Once you have expanded your consciousness with a new idea or concept, you can't go back to the way you used to think. So we packed up everything and sought therapy in the waves and sunshine, and never looked back. Most thought we were crazy, but we saw genius. Brave enough to escape the rat race and no longer wait for retirement like most to truly live free. This became the best decision of our lives. The 9-to-5 was only designed as a template after all. We learned something truly powerful by taking this leap. It is that our pain does not have to be our weakness. Instead, embrace it and let it be your strength. A failure does not have to be the end. Let it be the beginning of a new, evolved way of thinking. That's why we say, fail quicker, because fear of failing has killed more dreams than failure ever has. Fuck waiting until the path has been paved to live a life that will set your soul on fire. The kind of life that you don't need a vacation from, and most importantly, the kind of life that you're not sitting behind a desk planning your retirement. Freedom for most can be defined as doing what you want when you want, so why aren't you doing that? Beautiful possibilities come into sight when you no longer worry about what everyone else is doing or following the status quo. We learned that by quieting the chatter of society, we were able to hear the quiet whispers of our souls, unveiling a life of purpose that surpasses any 9-to-5 qualified to make ends meet. When you stop living at work, you can finally start working on living. So here we are, working on living, and although a lot of our vlogs are all surf and sunshine, we have had to pick each other up time and time again. We have had to change, evolve. But isn't that what life is? Progress? Our incredible ability as a species to evolve and adapt to our environment. And even better, we innovate to make it better, to push the human race forward with our dreams and aspirations. Working for someone else's dream that does not fulfill your own is a selfish and coward move, because in each of us, we have the abilities and gifts that can make the world a better place. There are two ways we can view the world: through our passion and through our purpose. Your purpose is for the world. It's your why. And when you start looking at the world through the lens of purpose, you will start seeing possibilities in yourself that you did not know exist. Strength and courage to contribute to something more than yourself. This is true fulfillment, the kind that your paycheck can't measure up to. Next is your passion. Your passion and your purpose don't have to be the same thing. Don't complicate things. As Confucius says, life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. You can be passionate about skateboarding, but your purpose or why is eliminating plastic from the oceans. You should, however, be passionate about what you spend your unredeemable time on. Be passionate about your family, about your studies, your work. Be passionate about the experiences that fill your soul. Because when you have filled up your cup, you can give from the overflow, and that's such a beautiful thing. Have you ever noticed that when you're around happy people, you instantly feel happy? Because our energy is contagious. So when you are living a life that makes you happy and passionate, you are actually contributing to the world just by radiating that energy. When this positive energy resonates and expands to others, you can change the mood of an entire room. And if one person can change a room full of people, then we are not so far off to say that one person can change the world. The question is, What world do you want to live in? You can create your own world. To us, it's simple. Live with passion, live with purpose. Most people make a deal with happiness. I can be happy once I get a promotion at work. Once I get married, I'll be happy. Or once I buy my first house, I'll be happy. Or maybe once I retire and I'm old and tired, then I'll be happy. If you are looking for a sign or a wake-up call, then this is it. The future will always be later, so if the future holds your happiness, then that's where it will stay. Just being comfortable is not enough anymore. Your comfort zone is where your dreams and potential die. You see, inspiration and motivation is a fickle thing and can only go so far. You may be motivated right now listening to this, but after you stop and get back to your phone and your family and your comfort zone, something happens. Fear sets in. This is the brilliant workings of our brain, and we allow our brain to control us. Our brain is wired to keep us safe, avoid pain, and stress-free, but it is not stress that will kill us. It is our reaction to it. Pressure can burst a pipe or make a diamond. And personally, it's more painful to me to have been alive all these years and never have truly lived or discovered my full potential. No one ever said jumping was easy, but it is worth it. With every single scar, you will know you have lived. Embrace making your own path every single day. You will fail more times than you will want to admit. And that's why you have to love what you are doing, because if you don't, it will be way too easy to give up. You can fail at the life you don't want, so why not take a shot at the one you do want? When we break the inner limitations we set on ourselves, we can become greater than the person we were yesterday. We are not defined by our failures. We are defined by the choice and the move we make after we fail. A recent poll showed 80% of people hate their jobs. Why do you get out of bed in the morning to go to this job? Too many people will say that they work to survive and pay the bills, but there has to be more to our why than that. This vicious cycle goes on until we retire, sick, with barely enough money to pay our medical bills. Ask yourself, is that a life worth living? As Einstein says, the measure of intelligence is our ability to change. You are one decision away from a completely different life. Paul and I can never go back. We changed. We have seen the good life with every wave we ride, and we are loving every second of it. We now live our life with the pursuit of happiness and fulfilling our souls by inspiring and motivating others to break free and do the same. The purpose of this glorious life is not simply to endure it, but to soar, to stumble and flourish as you learn to fall in love with this existence. We were born to live, not to merely exist. And in the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take.